guys! Today I wanted to do a video on Hollywood Studios. There is a lot going on there right now, and I know a lot of people have questions about if it's good for small children and is it a full day park and that kind of thing. So I'm actually going to go through, I have a couple of notes here and then I have my computer here as well. So I'm going to go through the Hollywood Studios page on the Disney website to go through the different like attractions and entertainment and things like that that they have, to give my opinion on who it is suitable for, because I know if you've not been to Disney World, just reading these descriptions might not be as helpful for you. So first I want to start with the rides. Now, because there is quite a bit of construction going on there, or refurbishments as Disney likes to call them, there really are not a lot of rides there right now, and for this reason I consider this to be a half-day park. So there are 6 rides. So this includes the Great Movie Ride, Muffet Vision 3D, Rock and Roller Coaster, the Star Wars ride, Toy Story Mania, and Tower of Terror. Now, in terms of, well, for myself, I cannot ride the Star Wars ride. It is a simulator ride, so you're sitting in a seat and the seat is moving. So if you are susceptible to motion sickness, that is not going to be a good ride for you. So if you take that out, there's only 5 rides left. So there's the Great Movie Ride. Actually, I should say Muppet Vision 3D isn't really a ride. It's a 3D show, but I consider it a ride, I guess. I don't know. It's, I'm not sure why I put it in here, actually, but it's a 3D show. You're not actually moving, and the theater's totally stationary. So if you take out the Star Wars ride, there are 5 rides left. So the Great Movie Ride is, they allow children of any height to go on it. However, I think it would be very scary for small children. And by small, I would say maybe under 7, I would say, would probably be under 6 or 7. It might be a little too scary for. That being said, it's all about old movies. And children that are, I mean, even my age is getting to the point, and I'm 31, is getting to the point where I've never seen some of these, like Casablanca. I mean, is a 10-year-old gonna care about, you know, a scene from that movie? No. I'm trying to think of the scenes of the movies I actually saw. Wizard of Oz, there's a scene from Wizard of Oz. Singing in the Rain, Alien. Yeah, there's not, I mean, if you're talking about is it going to be worth it for like an 8-year-old, no. I think they're going to be bored to tears. So, can they go on it? Yes. Is it worth your time? I don't think so. If you are, like I said, my age or older, it would probably, it wouldn't be a waste of time. It might not be your cup of tea, but I think it's not a complete waste of time. But for younger people, if you're not going to get it, you know, if the only part of the ride that you know anything about is the Wizard of Oz, I would say skip it, because it's pretty long. Okay, like I said, Muppet Vision 3D is a show in a theater, and any height, you can be any height. So if you're in there with a baby, you know, you can hold your baby, that's just fine. It's a 3D show, so I do think it would keep children entertained, but I would say if the children are not school-aged, it probably, I don't know if it'll keep them entertained the whole time, but it's not super long. It's not a half an hour or anything like that, but yeah, you can definitely bring small children and they will not be scared. It's the Muppets, but yeah, really small kids, you know, like 2 or 3, it is 3D, so it can keep them entertained, but not the entire thing is 3D, so keep that one in mind too. If I was going with a 2-year-old, depending on the kid, if they were able to sit still, I would take them. If they're kind of fidgety, I wouldn't. Okay, Rock and Roller Coaster is, like it says, a roller coaster. It goes upside down. You have to be a minimum of 48 inches tall or 122 centimeters tall. I talked about the Star Wars ride, where it's a motion simulator. You have to be 40 inches tall or 102 centimeters. Toy Story Mania, you can be any height. So again, if you go with a very, very small child, you can hold them. I think it would be good for very young kids. You're wearing 3D glasses and the car is moving. You're wearing 3D glasses and you're playing a game while your car moves, and you're kind of throwing 3D objects using this little gun thing on your car. Very small children are not going to get it, but I think they would have fun anyway. So that's a good one for really small kids. Tower of Terror it's a drop ride. It's like an elevator drop ride, and you have to be 40 inches or 102 centimeters. So again, that one's not going to be good for very small children. Now, kind of on the entertainment side, there is Voyage of the Little Mermaid, which you can be any height. You sit in a theater, and this one I think would be very good for small children, because I think even better than Muppet Vision 3D, because there's a lot of singing, there's a lot of music, and you know, bubbles come down from the ceiling and stuff like that. I think that one would be very good for small children. The only thing I don't like about that one is it's a show. It's with live performers, so it's timed throughout the day. So they have timed performances, and the line waiting outside kind of sucks. But that one would be very good for small children. So those are, oh, I have one more page here. Beauty and the Beast live on stage. It's what it sounds. It's a live stage show of Beauty and the Beast. I can't remember off the top of my head how long it is. I would guess somewhere around 20-ish minutes. So it is outdoors. It's covered, but it's outdoors. So if it's super, super hot, you're going to be sitting outside. It's good, I think it's good for kids in terms of, they're bleacher seats. And then I think it's good for kids because it's, you know, music and dancing and that kind of thing. Disney Junior live on stage. I've never seen this because I don't have children, but if you have any kids, very small children that are really into Disney Junior, this would be a good one for you. Then there is Indiana Jones stunt show, epic stunt show spectacular, which is also like a bit of a, it's kind of a show. You're actually sitting in stadium seats again. I'm sorry, bleacher seats, and you're watching kind of like the making of Indiana Jones with live actors. And then aside from those, they have the fireworks shows, which are Fantasmic, and the Star Wars A Galactic Spectacular. So obviously fireworks shows, I think you can figure out who that would be appropriate for. So those are the bigger rides / entertainment. So if you are talking about a small child, I would say between, well, if you're bringing a child younger than preschool age, let's see what I would say. Not the Great Movie Ride, it's kind of loud. You could bring them on Muppet Vision, Toy Story Mania. They could do Beauty and the Beast, Disney Junior, and Voyage of the Little Mermaid. That's 6 things. So now for kids that are school-aged up to the point where they might like thrill rides, but not including thrill rides. Again, you have Muppet Vision, Toy Story, Beauty and the Beast, Little Mermaid. So that's kind of past the Disney Junior. So, you know, 5 things. And even if you're willing to go on absolutely everything for rides and entertainment, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, if you don't count Disney Junior. Right? 9 if you include Indiana Jones. Okay, 9 if you don't include Disney Junior. So, point being here, there's a lot closed. There's, you know, they don't have the backlot tour anymore. They don't have the Honey, I Shrunk the Kids movie set. They're making room for Star Wars Land and Pixar Place. So they're going to have more experiences coming soon, but they're just not there right now. So because of this, because the Great Movie Ride is certainly not a must-do for me every time, Muppet Vision 3D I do probably every other time. I would say the Great Movie Ride I do every maybe 3 times that we go. I've never done Star Wars. Must-dos for us are Rock and Roller Coaster, Toy Story Mania, Tower of Terror. 3 of them. 3 of them are must-dos. Voyage of the Little Mermaid I really like, but like I said, because the line kind of sucks and they're timed shows, and then Beauty and the Beast is timed show, it's just, am I still going to be there? Because I'm not going to spend the entire day at the park. So for us, we don't have small kids. Hitting Beauty and the Beast live on stage and Voyage of the Little Mermaid, it's, if we're still at the park between we get there at opening, and if we're still there and there's something playing between when we get there and then around the time of lunch, then we'll see it. Otherwise, we'll skip it and just do it next time. That being said, Disney has this whole list of other experiences, and I think it can be a bit misleading. So here are some of the other things that they have listed on their website of experiences or entertainment, I'm not sure exactly how they word it, at Hollywood Studios. They have Star Wars Path of the Jedi. Okay, if you're into Star Wars, that sounds pretty cool, right? Well, it's in a theater, and it's a 10-minute recap of what's happened thus far and a preview of what's to come in Star Wars. So you're sitting there and watching 10 minutes of Star Wars. Star Wars photo ops. That's where you can take a picture with replicas of things from the Star Wars movies. Walt Disney One Man's Dream. This actually is pretty cool, and you can have any height of child can go. It's just you're sitting in a theater. You're seeing some things like you walk through this area before you get to the theater where you're seeing things like his desk and models of Disney World and things like that. But if you're not really into Disney history, I mean, I don't think this would be interesting for children at all. And if you're not into Disney history and how he came about designing his parks and his philosophy and stuff, or his life growing up, I don't think you'd be interested in this. They have something called Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Men Tell No Tales. It's a sneak peek preview of the movie that's to come. So you're just watching previews of the movie. Star Wars Launch Bay. Again, if you're into Star Wars, that sounds like it could be cool. They have movie props from Rogue One, and then they have games and meet and greets with Star Wars characters like Chewbacca and other things in Star Wars. You can tell I've not watched the movies. And then the Star Wars Launch Bay Theater is a behind the scenes of how they make the new Star Wars movies. So that's not a lot of things that interest me at the moment. If you're not into Star Wars, and a lot of this is, I think they're just filling space in their parks and filling time of things for people to do while the new stuff is coming. So once again, I think it's a half-day park. Because of that, we like to get and not just because of this, but this is one of the many reasons why we like to get park hopper tickets, because when we are done there, we're not going to spend an entire day there. And when we're done there, then we can go to a different park. Alternatively, we would just go back to our hotel and swim and then call it an early night, or return back to the same park to see the evening fireworks. Now, that's the problem with going to Hollywood Studios in the morning if you want to see the fireworks. You have this big gap in your day where you have nothing to do, unless you do all of these little things that are kind of like piddly fill in, how can I fill up my time kind of things. They do have other meet and greets. They have, let me see if I can, am I from Wisconsin or what? Let's see. Entertainment. Okay, they have Celebrity Spotlight. You can meet Olaf. They have a Frozen sing-along celebration. Performance times. They have, looks like it's once an hour. And then, so that's a live entertainment thing where you can just sit and watch somebody sing Frozen songs and your kids can join in. Okay, so they have things like March of the First Order. This is like a short Star Wars show where you watch all of the Star Wars people and Darth Vader march. I don't know. My husband watched Star Wars. He's like, oh, it's okay. But it's certainly not something that you would go to the park for. They have meet Buzz Lightyear and Woody at Pixar Place. So that's another meet and greet. Meet Disney Junior Pals in Animation Courtyard. You can meet, let's see. Okay, so then there's Mickey and Minnie starring in Red Carpet Dreams. I want to see what it says about that. What is this thing? This classy couple is destined to see their names in lights and sign autographs for adoring fans like you. All ages. Rub shoulders with paparazzi as Mickey and Minnie become overnight celebrities in a Tinseltown dream come true. See the star-studded debut of this heartwarming character greeting featuring Mickey and Minnie as they head to Disney's Hollywood Studios with little more than a wish for silver screen fame and a pocket full of dreams. So it's a Mickey and Minnie meet and greet. Citizens of Hollywood. This is another thing that's listed on the Hollywood Studios page of the Disney site, and this is just, it's like a street show, I guess you could say. They have live performers that come out and they just perform in the street, and that's about it. So with all of those things that they have at Hollywood Studios right now, you'll have to make your own decision as far as if it works for you and your family. If I had only very, very small children, I would say not to go. For us, it's a half-day park. So we'll probably go twice in a week-long trip, maybe once in the morning and once at night, but because we have park hoppers, we can go somewhere else for the rest of the time. So unfortunately, yes, there's not a lot to do there right now, but hopefully it will get better. There are good things coming with the opening of the Star Wars Land and Pixar Place. Hopefully it will be really, really cool. So yeah, we'll have to see what that holds. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and thanks for watching, guys.